Getting my heated gloves on, because it's 44 degrees outside. All right, let's get out of here. Good morning, guys. I'm on my way in to the office, but what I wanted to talk about was the 475C cams I just put in. It'll be 3 weeks. I wanted to go over my thoughts on this cam install now that I've put about in the neighborhood of about 600 or 700 miles. Now that's a pretty, I would say, early assessment, but the thing is, personally I think that it's a drop-in modification. I don't think you need 1,000 miles or 2,000 miles or 3,000 miles to assess how you feel about this cam, because in reality, once that cam goes in and you put in your air intake, you got your exhaust lined out, and you got to tune, whatever you're feeling should be immediate. Now, I'll go off and say that the configuration that I'm using, what I mean by that is the Vance & Hines Fuel Pack 3, it takes a little bit to tune it just right. So you need 500 miles at a minimum to make sure that everything is running the way it should. And so that kind of may slow down your initial assessment. But outside of that, you pretty much feel what you're going to feel instant. Like they say, right? You feel the difference in your butt dyno. So that's what I felt. So kind of let me go over 3 different configurations that I went through with this cam. Aside from stock with the Bassani pipes like you saw, when I put this modification in, I dropped in the cam, put in a heavy breather, I modified my stock head pipe by removing the cat and essentially converted it into a 2-to-1 by blocking the crossover, and then dropping in a new map with the FP3. So that was the first configuration on this project, and while it ran good, I couldn't quite dial in that first gear, that bottom end, and I was having issues with proper tuning. With that said, I contacted Vance & Hines and I told them, hey man, I'm having some surge in issues on first gear, it's not really taking off like the way it should. So they sent me a custom map. Now I noticed in that custom map, one of the main things that they changed was the engine displacement. Now this was a 114, and by running that 475C cam, they actually changed the engine displacement on that map for this bike to a 117, and automatically started running much better. So then I ran that for a couple hundred miles, about 250 miles, 300 miles. And, I kind of noticed, I was like, you know what, now I'm going to try it. Same configuration, but I got a hold of a head pipe that had the catalytic still intact. So I put that in. And man, let me tell you what, it really was night and day, because even though that map that Vance & Hines sent me helped the bike run better, when I put that head pipe with the catalytic in it, it was way better. So just by real world experience riding, I can tell you right now that these M8s, unless you're going to be doing some heavy dyno tuning, they do not like the catalytic being removed. So that was configuration 2, and I ran that for a couple hundred miles. And then configuration 3, which is what I'm running right now, is I actually took the plug out from the crossover. I didn't really notice a difference other than the sound. So take it for what it's worth. If you can run the head pipe, I think the head pipe will do real good as a 2-in-1 without the catalytic. Just I think you're gonna need to tune it a little bit better. Now, the next little project that I'm gonna be working on is quieting down the exhaust. Now some of y'all might know, some of y'all might remember in some previous videos or even in my intro, I got a little trailer that I hook up to the back of my bike, and that little trailer actually holds my dogs when we're on road trips. So I got to figure out a way to tone down the decibels coming out of this exhaust. And I did think of a couple of ways, like, you know, making some kind of convertible, something easy that I can install and uninstall in a matter of minutes, like a baffle or something. On the hunt for that particular design and how to make it, I came across an exhaust called Super Trap. So I talked to a guy at Super Trap and I told him my exact setup, and I just told him, I said, look man, I go, my bike is a lot louder obviously, and I'm not complaining. I just need it to be lower when I'm towing my dogs because I like it at this current level. So, yeah, there you go. So, here's a couple of pluses for me already, is that I'm able to divert the sound coming straight out the pipe to the sides, so not going back to the trailer. 2, I can tune it to where it's quieter, but on the same note, I'm increasing my bottom end torque, or I'm at least maintaining my bottom end with these cams. Now I told him, and I made this comment, you know, as we were talking, I was like, I don't mind losing a little bit of power if I can reduce the noise. And he says, right away, he says, no, you're not going to lose any power. He's like, all you're doing is turning down the noise of the exhaust. So then comes the next problem. They don't make that exhaust in black, only in chrome right now. But he did tell me, keep an eye out on the Facebook page. In 2 to 3 months time, they're going to have that exhaust ready. And one of the reasons I want to go with Super Trap is because this is really convertible. I think it's got like 6 Allen bolts on the back, and then you can take off the cap, take off the rings, put the little open one up, and you're done. And that's it. But it's convertible, you know. And then being able to adjust my map on the fly with the FP3, that's a plus. So I can run one map. I mean, I'll even see if it needs it. So if y'all guys got any questions, drop them down in the comments, or better yet, if you've put in cams, let me know what cam you put in, what, you know, what your 2-week review was, your 1 month, your 1 year, your next day review after they got installed or you installed them. What were your impressions? I want to know. You know, I want to know what more people think. So just be sure to drop it down in the comments. And if you would, please like this video, share it. This is going to be moto vlog number 3. And if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. But until next time, deuces. Really quick, if any of y'all guys know what I can put on the inside, on the face shield of my helmet, man, let me know. Every time I wear this full face helmet in the wintertime when it's really cold, it always fogs up. I don't get enough air movement because of my fairing through the vents of my helmet, so you know, they just fog up. So if y'all guys got any ideas or any tips on that, man, please let me know. I would really appreciate it.